Hello everyone, Shazwam here with Shadow Gaming, here to give you guys my Protection Warrior guide to Mr. Pandaria level 90, and pretty much, hopefully, at least everything to come. So, I'll go over my gear real quick. Some of these pieces are kind of placeholders, like my helm and chest, until I can get the 5-man gear, as well as my weapon. Pretty much everything else, though, ideally, it's going to be here to stay, but I'll go ahead and just scroll over my gear so that you guys can see. You know, my gear is really not that bad right now. I assume, at least, I've got almost best in slot tanking gear for the current content, at least. You know, I actually do have two different shields I will be switching between. As you can see, this one's got dodge or parry and hit. This one's got dodge and parry. So I'll be switching between those depending on what I need, because I'll go into this a little, in a minute. But yeah, as you can see, dodge. I've got a lot of stuff that's got dodge and parry. These were actually I'm assuming they're one of the best in slot legs right now because they've got mastery and dodge on them, which, to be honest, is two of our primary stats, the warrior tank. I've yet to see very many tank pieces that all have mastery on them. That's why I assume so. Blizzard's trying to get us away from the mastery stacking, but it's still one of our primary stats as a tank. So, yeah, as you guys can see, that's one. Again, I'm assuming it's one of the best in slot things. This also, if you guys watch my Fury Warrior guide, this also came from my cache of treasures. So be warned about that. It can give you nice blues. It's just not always going to give you blues. My boots have parry mastery, rings got parry mastery, dodge hits. They do have Diary Brew out. It is September 29th, so Diary Brew Brewfest began last night, or yesterday morning at 3 a.m. So, yeah, I went and did that. I've got the Bubbling Brewfest, or Bubbling Bright Brew Charm, and the Brawler's statue, which they're both really, really nice. I'm going to replace that as soon as I can because, I mean, I wouldn't say it's wasted as much as I would much rather have something else. But really, the only things I have are my Ghost Iron Darkling and a Watermelon Bomb, which really I don't foresee being useful except for just like shits and giggles. So stat weights. Obviously our primary stat is stamina. We're gonna need a lot of it, but other than that, we're going to be needing hit and expertise. I would say about 3 to 4% hit, if manageable. I would say about 2 to 3% hit is feasible and doable. Anything more than that, you're probably going to be gimping yourself of other stats you need. Expertise about to 2 to 3%, so that way you can be less likely to be, to be dodged and whatnot from targets. And that's really it. Mastery is still one of our primary stats, and as I said in my previous video, we want to keep our dodge and parry at about the same percent. As we can see, my parry is more above my dodge than I would like, but again, that kind of has to do with the fact that I'm still using, pretty much three pieces of level 60 gear as a placeholder. So, really, that's it about the stat weights. Again, parry, we want to keep our parry and dodge, as even as possible. Keep our block as high as we possibly can. And really, nothing really has changed from 85, but I'll go into that here in a minute. As far as our abilities go, as you can see, this is what I have. Juggernaut, because 12-second charge is pretty nice as a tank. Second Wind, especially now, 3% of, 380,000 health. Let me just run that through my calculator real quick. And yes, I do have a calculator right here. So that is 11,400 health a second when we're below 35% health. That is pretty much a free renew. Free renew or rejuvenation. But it's pretty nice. Or you can go ahead and get Impending Victory, or in Rage Regen. This one's really personal preference. I'm sticking with Second Wind until otherwise I see fit. Disrupting Shout, as I said previously, I still find it to be the best thing for PvE. PvP, I don't know. I would assume either Staggering Shout or Piercing Howl would be better, but I don't do PvP guides. Sorry. I've got Dragon Roar right now just because I really haven't tanked all that much. In fact, I haven't tanked at all, but I have done all of my research. I've been trying to get the gear, as you guys can clearly see. And yeah, I've been trying to do as best as I can. I am going to most likely be the second tank, like the tank with the DPS spec for our raid group once we start raiding. And I will be changing my Dragon Roar over to Shockwave because it's pretty OP right now, not gonna lie, for tanks. But yeah, I will be changing over to Shockwave just because it's really, really nice threat for just about everything, plus it does a ton of damage. Obviously, as I said before, Blade Storm really wouldn't get it. Yes, we can still block, dodge, and parry, but it's not going to be as much damage and threat as the other two. I went ahead and picked up Vigilance because I just found it to be better for my situation than anything else. This one really is personal preference. It's either between Vigilance or a Safeguard for PvE, unless we find out there's a boss where we need to have Mass Spell Reflect. We're going to be either going between Safeguard and Vigilance. So, yeah. And as far as our level 90 talent goes, Stormbolt, Stormbolt, Stormbolt. It is insane how much damage it does. I mean, if you're going to be, the main tank and you're going to need all of the threat you can get, Stormbolt is the way to go. If you're going to be, like, say, the secondary tank or something, still Stormbolt. Unless your group needs you to do a ton of, unless your group needs you to pump out as much damage as you can as a tank, get Stormbolt. If they need you to pump out as much damage as a tank as possible, get Avatar. Save Bloodbath for the DPS. That's it. Nothing really on that. Glyphs, Death from Above, Heavy Repercussions, and Hold the Line. I believe I actually just got, where is it, if I can find it, yeah, actually I believe we're going to be switching between, Heroic Leap and, let me see if I can find it. I know I got the glyph. Let's see if I can, search, no, I can't do that, but, oh, here it is, Glyph of Insight. Going to be switching between Heroic Leap and Insight. You'll probably use Insight more than Heroic Leap, so be forewarned of that. That's your major glyphs right there. It's most likely going to be Insight, Heavy Repercussions, and Hold the Line, because those were pretty much the best ones we can get. And for minors, it doesn't matter. I got Blazing Trail because it's kind of fun. But yeah, that's really it for glyphs. For rotation, we're going to be spamming Devastate as often as... Well, single target, we're going to be spamming Devastate as often as possible. Revenge and Shield Slam as often as possible. And we're most likely going to be using, Shield Barrier for AoE. And probably single target until bosses. And Shield Block for bosses on situations. I'm still a firm believer in the absorption effect of Shield Barrier, but I can be proven wrong at any time. Yeah, we're going to be, shockwaving as often as we possibly can, which actually let me change this out right now. If it lets me, at least. Sometimes it bugs out and says, nope, there we go. I can change it. So, yeah, I got Shockwave. I'm going to go ahead and put that down on my bar. Now also take away Pummel and put in Stormbolt, because... Actually, no. I'll go ahead and take Battle Shot off my bar and put it right... Actually, no, I don't even have to do anything with it, but just to show you guys what Stormbolt looks like. Oops, sorry. Let's show you guys what Stormbolt looks like. There you go. It hit for 15,000 right now, but trust me, I've seen tanks hit for 20,000, well, 200,000 with it, because right now, Vengeance is pretty goddamn OP. But yeah, for a single target, we're going to be same rotation. We're going to be devastating, shield slamming, revenging, and storm bolting as often as we can. Obviously, if everything else is off cooldown, you storm bolt and shockwave. Shockwave is also there for AOE. For AOE, we're going to be tab target, either shield slam or devastating. Probably devastate spamming. With tab target, we're going to be doing our thunderclap, and as I said, shockwave. Those are our friends for AOE. For shield barrier and shield block, that situational thing. I'm not going to say which one's better. It's situational. That's all I'm going to say. If the situation calls for the absorb, use the absorb. If it calls for the block, use the block. So, enough said on that. What else? Oh, macros. Simple, easy to do macro right here. Put your thunderclap and cleave in the same macro. You only have to hit it once if you have enough rage, which I will show you right now. If I can actually do it and actually be in the right stance. So yeah, as you can see, thunderclap does not cost any rage anymore, but revenge or cleave does cost 30. And right there, as you just saw, I cleaved and thunderclapped both with only hitting it once. I'll do it again. Cleave, thunderclap, same time. It shows the thunderclap animation, but I did both. So that's a pretty useful macro to have. This, I would say, if you think you're going to be using it often, put it on your bar. That will help that'll help a lot in conjunction with the insight glyph if we do use, whenever you need to use Deadly Calm to get rid of your rage. But other than that, yeah, those are pretty much the primary. The Thunderclap Cleave one is the primary one we're going to be using, and this one's also a must if you watch my Fury Warrior one or Fury Warrior guide. Again, this one's pretty much a must for any warrior with vigilance. It's simple, easy to type. All it does is saves you the hassle of changing your target and hitting your vigilance on your target and switching back. That's all. It's a one-button macro. But that's it, guys. If I forgot anything, I'll put it in annotation. In the top left, you'll actually see an annotation, which it's probably been there, in the entire video, which will link you to my Fury Warrior guide. And in the top right, it'll link you to the Arms Warrior guide. I am doing an Arms Warrior guide, so yes, it will be there. That's it, guys. My name is Mitch Charles. I'm here with Shouted Gaming. I will talk to you guys next time.